Melodee Buzzard is still missing. Her disappearance has stretched beyond days, beyond weeks. And for many people following the case, the silence has become deafening. No major updates, no confirmed sightings, and no solid explanation of what actually happened to her. But then, right when the case seemed to hit a standstill, something unexpected surfaced. Something so strange, so out of place, and so wildly confusing that the entire internet stopped and said, "Wait, what? This wasn't a new police update. This wasn't a statement from the family. This wasn't forensic evidence or a major discovery." Instead, it was a story allegedly told by Melodee's own mother, Ashley Buzzard, to a paralegal named Tyler. A story claiming that she met a couple, yes, a completely random couple, at the zoo, and handed her daughter over to them. Handed her over. To strangers, this wasn't just shocking, it completely derailed the way the public viewed the case, because immediately the questions came pouring in. Who were they? Why didn't they come forward? Why would any mother give her child away? Why wasn't Melodee reported missing instantly by the very person who supposedly gave her away? And even more importantly, why is this version coming from a secondhand account instead of from Ashley herself? Within hours, comment sections exploded. Some people thought Ashley was hiding something. Others believed she fabricated the story. Some wondered if this pointed to trafficking. And a few questioned whether Tyler misunderstood, or whether something far darker was at play. What made the situation even stranger was the timing. This story didn't come out on day one, not during a press conference, not during a plea for help. It surfaced quietly, indirectly, and only because a completely separate courtroom drama brought Tyler and Ashley into the same room. So now the internet is left trying to put together a puzzle with missing pieces, conflicting accounts, and one storyline that simply doesn't survive basic logic. In this video, we're breaking that entire zoo story down, piece by piece. What Ashley allegedly said, how Tyler interpreted it, why the public immediately rejected it, and what the inconsistencies reveal about the case. Because sometimes a single story isn't just unbelievable, it's a warning sign, a signal that something underneath the surface is very, very wrong. And by the end of this breakdown, you'll understand why this one claim might be the clearest indicator that everything about Melodee's disappearance is far more complicated than it appears. To understand why Ashley's zoo couple story created such a shockwave, we have to go back to the beginning. Back to the moment when 4-year-old Melodee Buzzard was first reported missing. From the start, the timeline surrounding her disappearance has been unsettled, unclear, and in some places, contradictory, and timelines matter, especially in the disappearance of a child this young. Melodee was last seen over 40 days ago at the time these discussions first surfaced. More than a month without a confirmed sighting, without a clear narrative, and without any public explanation from the person who should be central to providing answers, her own mother. What makes this case unusually troubling is that the earliest details were never laid out cleanly. Authorities didn't release a thorough breakdown. Family members didn't provide consistent, unified statements. And Ashley, whose account should have been the cornerstone, remained largely silent. So the public was left piecing together fragments. When exactly was Melodee last seen? Who was with her at the time? When did anyone realize she was gone? And why did so much time pass before a proper narrative reached the public? Early reports indicated that no one outside the family had seen Melodee immediately before her disappearance. No neighbors witnessing her with strangers. No camera footage of her leaving with anyone. No staff at public venues confirming she'd been present. This absence of independent sightings created a vacuum, one that desperately needed a clear explanation. But instead of clarity, the situation grew more complicated. As days passed, different versions of events began to surface in online discussions and community groups. Some details hinted at tension within the family. Others pointed to disagreements about the timeline. And soon, speculation grew, because the official narrative simply wasn't filling the gaps. When the mother of a missing child isn't offering detailed public information, people begin to question why. Is she overwhelmed? Traumatized? Unable to speak? Or is she withholding something? Meanwhile, police continued searching, sometimes quietly, sometimes aggressively, but they never provided a strong narrative to the public, No official confirmation of where Melodee was last seen. No precise timestamp, no description of her clothing, nothing that typically accompanies a missing child alert. This lack of foundational information placed extra weight on Ashley's version of events, whatever that version truly was. And that's what makes the next part of the story so significant. Because when Tyler Brewer, the paralegal, later revealed what Ashley allegedly told him, it wasn't just surprising, it filled the timeline gap, but in a way that made the hole even bigger, even more confusing, and even more suspicious. And that brings us to the moment everything shifted. Now we enter the part of the case that truly sent the internet into a spiral. The moment when a strange, unsettling story surfaced. Not from police, not from family, but from a paralegal named Tyler Brewer. Tyler became involved after interacting with Ashley during a completely separate legal matter. And according to him, Ashley shared a version of events so bizarre, so unexpected, that viewers immediately questioned everything they thought they knew about Melodee's disappearance. According to Tyler, during their conversation, Ashley casually revealed that she had given Melodee to a couple she met at the zoo. Not sold, not abducted, not taken by force, but given voluntarily. Let's break down what this allegedly means. Ashley reportedly told Tyler that she met a couple during a trip to a nearby zoo. She described them as nice, friendly, maybe even helpful. According to her, they supposedly offered to watch Melodee or care for her due to some personal circumstances Ashley claimed she was dealing with at the time. But that version raises instant questions. Who gives their 4-year-old child to a pair of strangers they met only moments earlier? How could a mother trust unknown people so deeply, so quickly? Why didn't she verify their identity or report this arrangement to anyone? Every part of this story sets off alarm bells. Tyler explained that the moment Ashley started talking, he felt uneasy, not just because the story sounded off, but because she shared it calmly, like it was something perfectly normal. According to him, Ashley didn't express panic, urgency, or regret. Instead, she reportedly described the situation as if she believed the couple was providing a solution, not creating a crisis. And this is where the narrative becomes even more disorienting. Ashley allegedly couldn't provide names. No phone numbers, no description of the couple's vehicle. No traceable details that could help law enforcement identify who these people were, if they existed at all. To make things stranger, Tyler stated that Ashley didn't contact the zoo afterwards. She didn't reach out to police when she couldn't locate this couple again. There was no attempt to recover Melodee, confirm her safety, or alert authorities that her child had been handed to strangers. For most parents, losing sight of a child for even 10 seconds in a store creates instant panic. Yet here, according to Tyler's account, Ashley allegedly allowed her daughter to walk off with 2 people she had just met, and then never followed up. That alone would shake public trust. But what makes the story even more controversial is the timing. This conversation took place after Melodee was already considered missing. Meaning, instead of giving a clear, actionable timeline to investigators, Ashley was sharing a strange zoo story privately with someone involved in her legal issues. And that leads to the question everyone keeps asking. Why would she tell him this, and not police? The moment Tyler went public, social media erupted. Most viewers immediately questioned the validity of the story. Not because Tyler seemed dishonest, but because Ashley's explanation, if true, made no logical sense. Was this a moment of confession, a cover story, or a complete invention? And even more importantly, why reveal it at all? This alleged zoo interaction did not match any information released by police. There were no reports of zoo surveillance footage, no witnesses recalling a distressed mother, no zoo staff statements, and no public confirmation that Melodee had ever been at the zoo that day. The more words Tyler shared, the more the story fractured, and yet this strange, almost unbelievable account would become the center of public speculation, because it was the first time anyone had provided any narrative at all. But while the story was spreading online, the viewers weren't quiet about it. They had their own reactions, strong ones. When this zoo story hit the internet, the reaction was immediate and explosive. For many viewers following Melodee's disappearance, this wasn't just another update. It was the moment that pushed public suspicion into overdrive. The comment sections lit up with people who weren't just confused, they were deeply alarmed. Let's walk through the reactions that surfaced again and again, because these comments reveal exactly why this story unraveled so quickly in the public eye. So why hasn't this couple she met at the zoo come forward yet if this is true? This was one of the most repeated questions online, and it cuts right to the core. If this mysterious couple exists, if they truly took Melodee, if this was all a misunderstanding, why have they not come forward? A missing child case has been active for weeks. News outlets have blasted her name and photo everywhere. Police, the FBI, and entire communities have been searching. If this couple was real, they would recognize Melodee from the news, realize the mother is claiming they have her, know a child is missing, know they could be cleared instantly just by calling police. Yet, nothing. Not a whisper, not a statement, not a single eyewitness confirming these people ever existed. And that silence speaks volumes. So then why hasn't Ashley called her in as a missing child? This question struck a nerve, because normally, when a child vanishes under any circumstances, a parent immediately calls police. A parent immediately alerts family. A parent immediately begs the public for help. But in this case, according to what Tyler shared, Ashley didn't treat Melodee as missing. She treated her as given away, almost like the situation was handled. And for viewers, that was terrifying. If a mother truly believed she handed her child to the wrong people or couldn't find the couple afterwards, that alone would trigger an emergency call. So the absence of that call made the public wonder if Ashley wasn't confused, but hiding something. This is sounding like a trafficking situation. This comment appeared in countless threads, because when you strip emotion out and look at the behavior reported, no names, no details, no urgency, no follow-up, no report, no public statements, no attempt to find the couple. Those are patterns that often appear in cases involving coercion, exchanges, or other people being involved behind the scenes. Now, this is not confirmation of trafficking, but the public immediately saw red flags, especially because the story doesn't match normal parental instincts. It doesn't even match accidental negligence. It matches something orchestrated, something planned, something secret, and that's why so many viewers felt uneasy. Everyone knows they are looking for Melodee. The mother is hiding information. This comment highlights the core issue in the public's mind. If Ashley knew something, anything, that could help authorities, why wasn't she sharing it? The public expects a frantic mother, a devastated mother, a mother who can barely stand still long enough to breathe. But instead, the case is dominated by silence, confusion, and stories that appear to change depending on who's listening. That lack of clarity doesn't just frustrate investigators. It creates a fog that the entire internet has become desperate to see through. This mom is lying. This might be harsh, but it reflects where viewers have landed. To them, the zoo story doesn't sound mistaken. It doesn't sound confused. It sounds impossible. And when something sounds impossible, audiences start searching for hidden motives, missing details, or deliberate deceit. That's how quickly public trust can collapse. And in this case, it collapsed almost instantly. Because when a parent's story doesn't make sense, people stop assuming confusion and start assuming intent. These reactions matter because they reveal what many people are thinking quietly but won't say out loud. If the zoo story isn't true, then what really happened to Melodee? And if it is true, why is there zero evidence of it? Which leads us directly into the next section, the part where we break the story down piece by piece and reveal why the entire narrative crumbles under basic logic. Now let's break down Ashley's zoo story the same way investigators and experienced true crime analysts would, by looking at what the story requires us to believe and what reality actually supports. Because once you line these two things up, the entire narrative collapses almost instantly. Let's go step by step. Chart 1, no eyewitnesses. Not one. A zoo is a public place. Busy, loud, full of families, staff, and cameras. If Ashley met a couple there, someone should have seen the interaction. Someone should remember a child being handed over. Someone should recall unusual behavior, but no one has come forward. Not a visitor, not a security guard, not an employee. It is statistically impossible for a child handoff to occur in a public zoo without a single person noticing. Unless, of course, it didn't happen. Chapter 2. No description of the couple. Most people can at least recall hair color, approximate age, clothing, accent, height, race, tattoos, jewelry, a stroller, a bag. But according to what Tyler said Ashley told him, she gave investigators nothing, no features, no descriptions, not even general characteristics. Which is strange, because if a mother truly handed her child to strangers and later realized it was a mistake, she would remember every detail of their faces for the rest of her life. The lack of description is not just suspicious, it makes the story functionally impossible to investigate. She didn't alert zoo staff or police. This is the red flag that shook viewers the most. If a mother believed she gave her child to the wrong people or lost sight of the couple afterwards, the reaction is automatic. Run to staff, run to security, run to police. No hesitation, no confusion, just pure panic. But in this story, no zoo alert, no missing child announcement, no staff involvement, no call to police, no public emergency. It doesn't match normal human behavior, not even close, and that is why people immediately question the truth of the story, for the story didn't trigger a public appeal. In cases where a child is handed to strangers, police issue immediate alerts. We are looking for a couple matching this description. Anyone at the zoo on this date? Please come forward. Here is security footage of the involved individuals. But in Melodee's case, nothing. Not one official statement, not one alert, not one request for zoo witnesses. Police silence speaks volumes. They are not looking for a zoo couple because nothing they've seen supports that the couple exists. 5. No confirmation from authorities. Law enforcement has not verified this story. They have not supported it. They have not mentioned it publicly. They have not appealed for the public's help to find the couple. In missing child cases, police rarely stay silent on crucial details, unless they believe the claim is false, unreliable, or deliberately misleading. It's very telling that investigators have never addressed the zoo scenario at all, and there's no action from Ashley afterwards. One of the most disturbing parts of the story is the complete lack of follow-up. She did not return to the zoo searching. She did not post online asking for help. She did not alert family immediately. She did not launch a public campaign. She did not beg for the couple to come forward. Instead, the narrative came out sideways, through someone else, in a story that contradicts almost every instinct a parent has. And that odd behavior is what pushed the online community over the edge. The bizarre zoo story and the conflicting details surrounding it have significant implications for the ongoing investigation into Melodee Buzzard's disappearance. When a parent provides information that is unclear, contradictory, or unverified, it can make the work of law enforcement much more complicated. False or misleading narratives can divert attention from credible leads. Every minute investigators spend following up on unverified claims is time that could be used to pursue verified tips or evidence. In this case, the alleged zoo handover raises questions that authorities must treat carefully, balancing the need to protect Melodee with the need to verify facts before acting. It also raises concern about whether Ashley Buzzard is withholding information or intentionally creating confusion. Investigators likely need to consider why she would fabricate or embellish details, if that is the case, and whether other parties may have been involved. This could affect the scope of the investigation, including interviews, travel records, and digital evidence. The inconsistencies in her story also have a direct impact on public perception. Online commentators, true crime enthusiasts, and media outlets are forming their own theories, often based on incomplete information. While these discussions are engaging, they underscore why police must remain methodical and cautious in releasing official statements. Ultimately, the zoo story demonstrates how one unverified claim can complicate an already difficult investigation. It highlights the need for law enforcement to focus on verifiable facts, track reliable leads, and protect the safety of the missing child while navigating a narrative that is confusing, alarming, and in some ways, bizarre. As the story unfolds, many questions remain unanswered, and viewers are left to wonder what really happened to Melodee Buzzard. The alleged zoo handover raises a host of issues that are difficult to ignore. Do you believe Ashley Buzzard's story about entrusting her daughter to a couple she barely knew? How could she trust complete strangers with Melodee's safety without verifying names, addresses, or contact information? These are questions that make many viewers skeptical. Why has no one else come forward to confirm this supposed couple or provide any evidence that Melodee was handed over? If the story is true, there should be witnesses or some form of traceable communication, yet nothing has been publicly confirmed. And what could be Ashley Buzzard's motive for sharing this story if it isn't accurate? Is it an attempt to explain away Melodee's absence? Or is there a more concerning reason behind it? These unanswered questions create tension and uncertainty that keep both authorities and the public searching for answers. We want to hear from you. Do you think the zoo story is credible, or does it raise red flags that cannot be ignored? What other possibilities could explain Melodee's disappearance? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's discuss the evidence, the inconsistencies, and what this could mean for the case. The Melodee Buzzard case continues to captivate the public with the bizarre zoo story, unanswered questions, and conflicting accounts keeping investigators and viewers alike on edge. What is clear is that the details we have so far raise more questions than answers, and the search for the truth is far from over. As we follow this case, it's important to rely on verified information and updates from authorities, rather than speculation or unconfirmed social media posts. Every piece of credible information could be crucial in locating Melodee and ensuring her safety. We want you to stay engaged and informed. Like this video, leave a comment with your thoughts on the zoo story, and subscribe to the channel for timely updates on this and other true crime investigations. Your participation helps keep the conversation focused and informed while supporting responsible coverage of ongoing cases. The disappearance of Melodee Buzzard is a complex and troubling story, but by staying vigilant and paying attention to verified updates, we can follow the investigation responsibly and hope for answers that bring closure to her family.